Hello my lovely people, and welcome back to our day 29 of the Flow Pilates 30-day challenge. So for today I have got us a full body sculpt class. So you'll just be needing your light pair of dumbbells, nothing else for this. And we're going to start warming up through our core with some supine abdominals. You just need your body weight to start off. So we're going to lie down onto that mat. Beautiful. When you're ready, fingers can come to your temples, and we're just going to brace through your belly, lifting one leg at a time to find our tabletop position. Beautiful. Inhaling here as we exhale, crunching and pressing your lower back down into your mat, finding that core connection. Taking one more deep inhale breath, and this time we're going to curl our head and shoulders off the mat as we take that exhale. So inhale to lower. Exhale as we take that crunch. Nice work. Settling into the space movement team. Making sure those legs are at that 90-90 position. Knees are stacked over your hips. They're not starting to creep in here as we move through and this series. Beautiful. Using that exhale to help clear those shoulder blades up off the mat. Seeing if you can pause at the top before we lower back down. Okay, this next time we curl, can we hold at the top? We're twisting towards the left as we extend that right arm long. Beautiful. We return back to center, fingertips to your temples before we lower back down. Other side. We curl and hold. Twisting to the right this time as left arm extends long. Center before we lower. Beautiful. So elbows stay wide as we take this twist team. Starting to warm up through our oblique, through our side body for today's session. Really focusing on control here, separating each part of that movement, not mushing together that twist with that crunch. All right, one more before we add on. Okay, this next time, we're gonna meet down on your mat. We're gonna curl up and hold. This time, as we take that twist towards the left, can we extend that right leg long? Beautiful. Returns to tabletop as we find center, and then we lower. Other side. We curl, twist to the right as left leg extends long. Center, and return. So just extending that leg, that you can maintain that imprint and that connection of your lower back down onto your mat. Awesome. Regression here is just to keep that leg in your tabletop, or take a drop, keeping your leg at your 90-90 as you tap your toes down to the mat. Nice work. One more before we add our final option for challenge, final layer. Okay, this next time we're all gonna curl together. We're twisting to that left as we extend that leg. Can we hold it there? We're sweeping that leg up as we reach our arm to touch our toes. Everything sweeps back down. We return through center, and then we lower. Beautiful. Awesome. So as we take that extension, we're adding that sweep and that touch. Increasing that time under tension here, team. Your abs should be getting nice and warm. Still keeping this movement nice and slow, not rushing through it here. Lovely work. You guys are just gonna give me 2 more full reps, making them our best ones yet. Seeing if you can crunch a little bit higher. Can you hold a little bit longer at the top? Awesome, this is that final rep now. Final rep, we're gonna meet down on your mat after this last one. All right, chest returns down, taking a quick moment here. We're finishing this off together. Can we curl our head and chest and hold? We're going to twist over towards that left as we extend that right leg. Beautiful. We return through center, keeping that chest high as we travel to the other side. Left leg extends, left arm reaches. Nice. Traveling through over the other side, just working these twists and leg extensions here for 5. Here for 4. Staying with me for 3. Last 2. Beautiful. We're taking that final rep. We're meeting through center, keeping your chest high, reaching those arms forward if you can. You're extending those legs. Holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Oh, rolling down. You can hug those knees into your chest. Taking a well-deserved rock out from side to side. When you're ready, we're grabbing the back of your legs, rolling on up, and we're gonna find a kneeling position facing me, grabbing hold of those dumbbells. We're moving into our arm set. So your knees are gonna come nice and wide here, holding the dumbbell, each dumbbell in either hand, and we're starting hinging forward with that chest. Nice, shoulders rolled back and down. Beautiful. We're taking an inhale, and as we exhale, can we fly those dumbbells out? Beautiful. Inhale to return. Exhale as we take that fly. Beautiful. So think about really squeezing your shoulder blades together as we take that lift to the top, team. Imagining we're squeezing all the juice out of a lemon between those shoulder blades. Beautiful. Can you hold for a second at the top before we slowly lower back down? Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Just give me 3 more like this. Focusing on that control here. Last one. All right, we're lowering those dumbbells. This next time as we lift those dumbbells, can you hold? We're rising up to find a high kneel position. We re-find your hover before we lower. Nice. So we lift, rise, bend over before returning. Keeping that soft bend through your arms, team. Keeping your shoulders rolled back into their pockets. It's easy for them to start to creep up to our ears as we're fatiguing through this movement. Just 2 more like this. Beautiful. Last one. All right, this next time we're adding on. We're taking that fly. You're rising up to your high kneel. Can we hold? Left arm goes overhead as right sends down. We're taking a bend over to the right. Find that flexion through the spine. Arms re-find our T before we hover and lower. Beautiful. So adding on this flexion here, that bend just over to this right hand side. Beautiful. Nice work, team. Lovely. Thinking about cinching through that right side waist as we take that bend at the top. You guys are so strong. Keeping that pelvis tucked at the top. We're not sticking our bum up. Your spine should be in that straight line position each time we hit that high kneel. All right, you're gonna give me 2 more full reps like this, 2 more. Just moving in your own time here. All right, finishing off this last rep together. All right, we're meeting at the bottom. Quick shoulder roll if you need a moment to reset that form. As a team, we're taking that inhale breath. As we exhale, we're just flying those arms out, rising up to the high kneel and getting to work on that bend towards the right and then that T. Beautiful. Exhale, we bend. Inhale, return through upright. Just here for a count of 5, moving nice and slow, team. For 4, 3, 2, lovely work, last one. Dumbbells return out to that T, we're holding there. Find your goalpost, beautiful. We're taking an overhead press. We find the goalpost, extend to T. Goalpost, press, goalpost, extend. This is our little combo, finishing off these arms together. Lovely work, giving me 5 like this. Here for 4, 3, 2, last one. Can we find that T? Can you hold you and your breath for 3, 2, and 1, dropping those dumbbells down. Lovely work. All right, you're gonna rise on up now, taking a standing position, facing the front of your mat. Nice work. Both of your dumbbells are gonna come into that right hand. Left hand can start on our hip. We're on the ball of that right foot. Nice work. Inhale, we're stepping that right foot back behind us and sinking down low to find a curtsy lunge. Exhale, we press up. Beautiful. So inhale as we take that lunge and then driving on up. So for that curtsy lunge, you're stepping our back right foot slightly back and over towards that left hand side. We've got that slight offset position through those hips and just hinging forward that chest ever so slightly to help activate through our glutes. Awesome. Just giving me 2 more like this before we start to add those layers. All right, 1 more. This next time you rise, we're lengthening out through that left hand. It's gonna sweep up as we take that curtsy now. Exhale to press. We're adding that arm sweep each time we sink down low. Beautiful, team. Making sure you're tapping that back knee on the mat each time, focusing on that nice depth of range here. Nice work. That left glute is starting to warm up. You've just got 2 more like this. Last one here. Okay, this next time, if you're up for it, we're taking that curtsy lunge and holding. Can you take a narrow row with your dumbbells? We release the row before we drive up. We lunge, we row, and then rise. So increasing that time under tension, team. At the bottom, thinking about wrapping on through that left glute, sending our weight down into that front left heel. All right. We've got that final layer coming in 2 reps. Last one here. Okay, that final option is coming. So this next time we take that lunge, we're taking that row and holding there. Can we step into find a 90-90? We're stepping back into that curtsy lunge before we release that row and drive up. So we're taking that curtsy, rowing that dumbbell, stepping in, back to curtsy before we reset up. Adding that little hop. Beautiful. Keeping that little hinge forward with the chest here, team, to keep that load through that left glute. All right, you're just gonna give me 3 more full reps like this. Beautiful, staying nice and low and loaded as we take that pulse. Beautiful. You guys are so strong. Last full rep like this. We meet at the top. Lovely work. This next time, we're gonna step back, sweep that arm up, row those dumbbells into your chest. We're just taking that switch to lunge, to curtsy. To lunge, to curtsy. I know it's hard, team. You're just here for 5. Here for 4. For 3. 2. Lovely work. Last one. And we can drive on up. Taking a quick tap out with that left glute. We're ditching 1 dumbbell down onto your mat. Left hip, hand comes to hip. Right hand has that dumbbell. We're on the ball of that right foot still. Inhale, we're taking a single leg squat and then driving on up. So taking this RDL split squat here, team. Thinking about taking that hinge through our hip, chest sends forward on that 45-degree angle, making sure those shoulder blades aren't rolling forward in the process. Okay, we're gonna add on in 2 more. Beautiful, last one like this. Okay, this next time we take that hinge, can you hold? Can you row that dumbbell as we step that back leg behind us? It steps in. We rise on up, lovely work. We hinge and add that row step back. So checking in here, making sure most of our weight is through that left foot, team. Nice work. That right foot is just there to help us stabilize. Your knee has got an ever so slight outward pressure, making sure it's not buckling inwards as we move through this. Okay, this next time we hinge forward. We're stepping that back leg, taking that row. Can you hold? Chest comes upright as we bend through our back knee. Taking that overhead press, beautiful. Release that dumbbell, taking that lean back forward to the glute lunge before we release that row as we step our back foot in. Nice work, team. So we hinge down, row to step back, bend through our back leg, overhead press. Dumbbell stays into your chest as we refine that glute lunge. We step into release and rise. Lovely work. How is that left glute feeling? I want to know. Okay, we've got one final challenge today if you want to take it. This next time, we find that 90-90 dumbbells to the sky. Can you hold? Can you pulse down an inch as that arm finds your goalpost? Beautiful. Sends back up to that sky. We find our glute lunge, step in and release. That's that final option. Again, all these are optional, team. But if you're game, we're just adding that pulse as we take that goalpost. All right, just 2 more like this, 2 more. Lovely. Focusing on that clear weight distribution as we shift from that glute lunge into our 90-90. Final rep here. Finishing off this left hand side strong. Right, we're meeting at the top. Quick tap out. As a team, we're taking a hinge forward and holding there. We're just working that step back and row. Here for 5. Here for 4. 3, 2, lovely work. On 1, we step back and hold. We're shifting into that 90-90. Dumbbell presses to the sky, pulsing down an inch as we goalpost and up to press. Down and press. This is our final count. And then we've just got to hold here for 5, for 4, beautiful, for 3, 2, on 1, can we sink down and hold you and your breath here for 3, 2, and 1, we drive on up. Lovely work, you guys absolutely smashed that. You can take a forward fold down with your chest, bending through that left leg as we extend and reach that right arm to the sky, and swapping it on over, reaching that left arm up to the sky now. All right, we're gonna re-find that high kneel position now, grabbing both of your dumbbells. Knees are gonna send nice and wide. We're hinging at our hips to find our hover. Inhale, and as we exhale, we're flying those dumbbells. So inhale to control down. Exhale as we take that lift. Beautiful, moving nice and slow here. I really want you to control the weight of those dumbbells rather than rushing through this. Can we lift and hold for a second at the top before we lower back down? Nice work, team. Getting straight back into those arms. We're pinching those shoulder blades back behind us as we fly. Just 2 more like this. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. 1 more like this. Okay, this next time we lift those dumbbells, can you hold? We're rising up to find that high kneel. We retake that hinge before we lower back down. Nice. So fly, lift, back, and down. Keeping those shoulders, those dumbbells just in line with our shoulders the whole time, team. Should still have that soft bend through your elbows, not locking out through our joints. Just giving me 2 more like this. Squeezing those glutes as we drive to our high kneel. Okay. Adding on that next progression now, this next time we fly, pressing to our high kneel and hold. This time left dumbbell comes down, right comes over as we bend over to find our flexion to the left. We re-find that T, take that hinge and lower. Nice work. So left dumbbell comes down, right goes high as we bend over to that left. Awesome. Making sure that we're staying tucked through our tailbone here. We're in one straight line except for that bend over to that left-hand side. You should be able to feel that left oblique cinch and start to kick on here. Beautiful. You've just got 2 more full reps like this. Exhale to fly, inhale to press. All right, last full repetition. We're gonna meet down at the bottom in your hover. Quick moment here to reset those shoulders, giving them a big roll back and down. We're finishing off strong as a team. We're gonna inhale, exhale, we're taking that fly, driving up to find your high kneel. Just working that bend to the left, and then T as we find upright. Inhale, exhale, pull through center. Here for 5. Pulling your belly button into your spine for 4. Here for 3. 2. Beautiful, last one. We find that T. You hold, dumbbells find your goalposts. we overhead press, we goal post, we tee. This is our little final push for those arms today. You guys are so strong. Staying with me, here for 5, here for 4, 3, 2, last press up. We're bending to goal post, extending out to your T. Final hold for 3, 2, and 1. Lower back down. Nice. So you can just ditch those dumbbells. Clasping your hands behind your back, letting your gaze lift up to the sky, feeling that little arch. And then as we exhale, chin can find your chest, rolling those shoulders forward as we look down to the bottom of our stomach. And then slowly resetting everything back up. All right, we've got that lunge series on the other side. So this time your dumbbells should be in your left hand. Right hand is going to start on our hip and we're on the ball of that left foot this time. Taking an inhale as we step our back leg down and across to find that curtsy and drive on up. So inhale to lunge, exhale to find standing. So taking these first few to settle in to this lunge pattern, focusing on switching on through our right glute this time. Your chest should be slightly hinged forward at that 45-degree angle each time we hit the depth of our curtsy. Awesome. Just 2 more and then we'll add on. Inhale as we lower. Exhale to rise. 1 more like this. This next time we drive up, can we hold? This time we're sweeping that right arm to the sky as we lunge and it returns. So adding that sweep down. Nice work. Even more important now that you really switch on through our core, keeping our trunk completely stable as we move through this. 2 more before we add that row. Beautiful. Last one like this. Okay, this next time we're taking that lunge. Can you hold? Taking that row in with the dumbbells. We release the row, we drive on up, we lunge and row. Beautiful. So in your curtsy team, it's the little lunge that you don't need to be worried about squaring your hips to the front of your mat. They should be slightly off center, opening out to that left hand side. Nice work. Just giving me 3 more like this before we add that final option for challenge in this movement. Are you staying completely still as we take that row at the bottom? Okay, this next time we lunge, we're rowing and holding there. We're stepping in to find that normal lunge, stepping back to that curtsy lunge before we drive everything up. This is us. We lunge, we row before we take those 2 step ins and outs and drive up. Really focusing on burning out through this right hand side, team. This is all about that time under tension. You guys have got it. You're just going to give me 2 more reps like this. 2 more. How is our right glute feeling, team? Last one. All right, we meet at the top. Quick moment here. Roll those shoulders. Tap that right glute. All together, we're sinking down to find that curtsy lunge. We're rowing that dumbbell in, just working that lunge to curtsy. Lunge and curtsy, we're just here for 5. I know it burns. Here for 4, for 3, 2, last one, and driving on up. Absolutely smashed it. We can ditch that one dumbbell down. We're still on the ball of that left foot. Right hand can find your hip. Inhaling, we're hinging at those hips, and then exhale to press on up. So inhale, we squat down and drive, working the split squat here, focusing on that bend, coming from that motion of sending those hips back. Chest should lean forward to a 45-degree angle. This will really help get in to that right glute. All right, just 2 more like this before we're adding on. Last one. All right, this next time we hinge, can you hold? We're stepping that back left leg behind you as we row that dumbbell in. Steps in before we rise up. Nice work. Hinge and row, step back. Beautiful. Checking in, making sure most of our weight should be in that front right heel of our right foot. Making sure you can wiggle those toes, they're not clenching down on our mat. Lovely work, team. Just 2 more like this before we're adding on. Last one here. Okay, this next time we're taking that hinge, holding there. We're stepping back as we row. This time bending that back leg. Chest is upright, taking that one press. Dumbbell returns in before we release the row as we step that leg in. Going again, we hinge, row and step back. Chest lifts, back leg bends, take that press, back leg straightens before we release that row and step on in. Nice work, team. So this is a lot of time under tension. If you need a moment just to tap out through that right glute, just join back in whenever you feel ready. Otherwise, we've got 2 more full reps like this before we add that final option for challenge. You guys are so strong. Just 1 more like this. There is nothing else after this. No surprises. Let's just end day 29 strong together. Okay, final layer. This next time we step back, we find that 90-90, pressing that dumbbell. We pulse down an inch as we find a goalpost. We press up before we find that glute lunge and step on in. Nice work, team. You guys are so strong. Really embracing that fatigue now for that right glute. I'm right there with you. We've just got 2 full reps. 2 more full repetitions like this. Last one now. After this next rep, we are meeting at the top. Awesome work. No rush to get there. Okay, this next time we rise, holding there, taking that shoulder roll, tapping out through that right glute. As a team, we're finishing off strong. We're taking that hinge. We're just getting to work on that step back and row. Beautiful. You're just holding low, wrapping on through that right glute for 5, for 4, 3, beautiful, 2, on 1 we step back, beautiful, chest lifts, dumbbell sends to the sky, pulsing down an inch as we goalpost, up an inch as we press, down and up. Final push now for 5 and a hold and you're done for 4, 3, 2, last one we sink down and hold. Here for 3, 2, and 1. We can drive everything up. Absolutely smashed it. Coming down onto our bum here, just opening out through those legs, finding a straddle stretch here. Chest can come forward. Finishing class with just a couple stretches to finish us off. But well done on completing day 29 with me. It's actually crazy. Tomorrow is our lucky last. I don't know about you, but I've absolutely loved doing this challenge. It's a great way to stay consistent. Not only, 30 to max 40 minutes out of our day, and it can just leave us feeling so good after. Okay, this next time, just walking up through center, bending those legs in now, finding any sort of seated position that feels good for you and your body. Finishing off, as always, with one last inhale breath as we sweep those arms nice and high, lifting up through our gaze, and exhale, sighing everything out, shaking out the day. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today, as always. My name is Greta, and this is Flow Pilates, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much.